Hi everyone, welcome back. Welcome to September again. I know, of course, it was September when I saw you last, but I only saw you a short while during the first few days of September. I hope your Labor Day and Founders Day weekend and holiday went well. Weather-wise, not a whole lot more you could ask for. And a few clouds and a few light showers Sunday made for hopefully a nice little rest for everyone. Nevertheless, the weather yesterday, beautiful. For a day off, I hope, for everyone as well. And today, another nice day in the neighborhood, and one of the nicest forecasts that I've had in a long, long time. There's not any summer in it to speak of. We will hit the low 80s at the very peak of our forecast, and except for some shower chances tomorrow, which are significant, it's going to be beautiful thereafter for days and days on end. The weather forecasted. Certainly those who love fall will love to hear in just a few moments. So as it stands tonight, not on tonight's program, but to come later on in the week, I still have the wonderful story that I did during the Tom Whitaker Art Show and Exhibit. That was, of course, a focal point of the Founders Day celebration. I, as well, have a couple of other reports as well. I have a woman who, with very strong McGoffin County ties, coming home for the Founders Day weekend and bringing dozens and dozens of prom dresses with her to donate, which she did, to the school system to help make for an extra special prom when we get to that season again. And a couple of other important stories. And tonight, remember me letting the cat out of the bag, so to speak, or at least most of it last week? Well, this evening, via Zoom, myself and members of the McGoffin County Board of Education will be sitting down with a very kind and generous individual who is donating millions to build a new vocational school here in McGoffin County. That, of course, that donation, which has been in the works now for months and months, was, as I told you late last week, met with $4.2 or $3 million in federal grant funds, state grant funds, I believe, well, ultimately federal money as well through the state, that will go along with that donation. And it was that donation that helped secure those funds from the state to add to that project. And tomorrow, we will go into that in full detail, and I'm very excited. Can you tell? Excited to bring that to you. And a host of other big news. Tonight, we'll play some catch-up. I've got some stories for you tonight that will require updates tomorrow as well. I can tell you a couple of things that yesterday, Labor Day, signaled a lot of things. It also brought about the end of that extra federal unemployment, as it has now expired down to the $300 additional per week that those drawing unemployment for any COVID reasons were obtaining. That has now come to an end officially as of yesterday. Now, with that said, people still receive their state benefits after today as well, but the $300 in extra federal funds for millions and millions of Americans came to a halt yesterday. Not coming to a halt, just to let you know, the Morgan County Sorghum Festival Committee has told us that they were due to have a meeting. I believe it was yesterday, but the holiday and a lot of other factors, they had it late last week, and they are going to have the Sorghum Festival this year. They are going to make some alterations. I believe instead of the one large tent, maybe some individual tents and tables to try to help keep the separation going, so to speak. But nevertheless, we'll talk more about that a little later on. But they are going to be having the Sorghum Festival this year. Still at last report, no Apple Day. However, they are having another vendor type festival that I'll be telling you about here in just the days to come in Paintsville. One report that I'll be following up on tomorrow, just simply in lieu of the fact that I was unable to reach Paul Howard, our Sagersville Fire Chief, earlier today, as he was busy on another call for a couple of hours and in a meeting when I tried to do so. But we'll have an official report on this structure fire that took place over the holiday weekend, literally on the doorsteps of the Sagersville Fire Department. Bit of a history lesson on the house that was destroyed. It was the home of Dana and Sue Dale Howard and their family on Maple Street, and it sat where the Sagersville Post Office now sits, right up on the edge of Maple Street. But to make way for the Sagersville Post Office many years ago, it was literally picked up and moved to the back of the property, and that's where it has been since. Most recently rented to a McGoffin County family who lost everything in this fire, which happened yesterday morning. Again, I have no information on the cause of the fire. as to whether or not the occupants were home, and I know that there are children which lived here as well. But I can tell you there were no injuries sustained as a result of fighting the blaze, which was literally on the doorsteps again of the Sagersville Fire Department. We'll find out more about what I'm told was a massive amount of water that was in totality put on the fire, but to no avail. We'll have Fire Chief Paul Howard to answer those questions. And again, I'll try to find out some more about the family which has been displaced and I believe lost everything as a result of this structure fire on tomorrow's program. Going back to last Friday's program, there was not a 6 o'clock or an 11 o'clock news broadcast on Foothills or on Howard's, in lieu of the fact that we were live streaming, of course, the remainder of the pageants. Two things I want to touch on in making that remark. First of all, I did, however, put together a show for Friday, and I actually uploaded it to my YouTube and Facebook channels around 4 o'clock or so as I was getting ready to go to the cabins and make those connections to do the live streaming. As for the live streaming itself, it went very well. So this is a process that we have embarked on, and with the city of Sagersville interested in doing this for other big events, realizing that there may never be a back to completely normal, in an effort to make sure everyone can take in festivities such as the pageants during Founders Day. We did a live streaming event for the Miss Teen pageant Thursday, which went very, very smoothly. Thursday nights, with all new equipment, a new setup, and myself being self-taught as I usually am, there were some audio issues that it took me 15 or 20 minutes or so to resolve. My apologies, I figured those out. There was also another couple of logistical issues that popped up throughout a complete learning experience, and Friday night just didn't go as smoothly, but we were able to get the majority of the pageants on. To all those who watched, thank you very much. To all those who complained, well, you know, whatever. We're doing the best we can with what we can. So we're going to continue to do it. It will get better and it will get smoother as we go, but it's something that they plan on doing as well. And streaming the program here in Your News Today, a different type of process, but still streaming it every weeknight at 6 o'clock at the same time that it's airing on Foothills and Howard's is something that I'm going to continue to do for the foreseeable future, possibly indefinitely here on the program. With that said, Friday program, which was only uploaded, did include 2 indictments that were returned last Thursday by a McGoffin County grand jury. One man being indicted on burglary charges after being caught red-handed and burglarizing a deceased McGoffin County man's home. The other indictment, the one we will cover first, was that of a Sagersville man who, after about a 6-month investigation by the state police, the coroner, and other entities, was indicted on a single count of murder. The situation unfolded on Coal Branch on the 17th day of this March. It was there that they found a man deceased from a stab wound on the porch of a small camper or trailer, with the person there, a friend or acquaintance, I should say, saying that in his statement to authorities that the deceased had stabbed himself. However, after that investigation, authorities have now charged and arrested Jack Witt of Coal Branch for the murder of another Sagersville man. 38-year-old Jack Witt, Jack D. Witt of Sagersville, was indicted yesterday and has subsequently been arrested on a charge of murder in the first degree for the death of another Sagersville man. This report from the Sagersville Independent, which we also aired here on Your News Today, goes back several weeks ago, where a man was found dead on Coal Branch on a Wednesday after suffering a fatal stab wound to his chest. I believe, if I recall correctly, it was Witt who called authorities at the time, saying that after a verbal argument that the deceased had stabbed himself. According to police reports at that time from the state police and Post 9, they got a call from the sheriff's department on March the 17th in regards to the man that was found off Coal Branch. Investigators responded there and discovered that he had been stabbed, that being 41-year-old Jamie Bailey of Sagersville, formerly of Campton, while at the residence in question on Coal Branch. He was pronounced dead at that scene just outside the camper or trailer on the porch, I do believe it was. His body was sent to the medical examiner's office for an autopsy. A knife was recovered, a kitchen knife, according to our earlier reports, was recovered from the scene. And per a lengthy investigation that dates back to that day in March, Witt has now been charged with Bailey's murder. It's the only details I have at this hour. Another McGoffin County man, this man, Christopher C. Howard, has been indicted on a charge of burglary in the first degree. The man from Lick Creek was put behind bars after several stolen items were found that had belonged to a deceased McGoffin County man's home. Those items in Howard's possession. This was July the 12th here in McGoffin County, just a couple of months ago, that the Sheriff's Department received a report of a burglary on Old Lick Creek Road at the residence of a James Adams, who had passed away earlier this year. According to the report that I had then here on the program, and Heather Oney, my editor in the paper, someone had stopped to feed some dogs that were being kept on the property, and when they walked around the house, they saw Christopher Howard walking out of the home carrying items that belonged to the late Mr. Adams, and then he took off running up the hill and disappeared. However, authorities found several items after their investigation scattered all over the property, on the hillside, in the yard. Hearing aids valued at thousands of dollars, which belonged to the late Mr. Adams, were found in a dog lot that Howard ran by as he was fleeing the scene. When the authorities went to Howard's home, they talked to a relative who let them in to look through the home. Bags were found containing items stolen from that residence and possibly other residences as well. Howard was taken into custody the following day and has been in the Big Sandy Regional Detention Center since, and now has been formally indicted on that aforementioned count of burglary in the first degree. We'll get you caught up on COVID since I saw you last, right after these words.
Just click on ConleyTire.net and you can shop for tires, find out more about services, brands, wheels, rims, their free coffee, free Wi-Fi, and free local shuttle service, and of course the latest and greatest current offers and specials, like how right now you can get up to $150 back on a set of Goodyears. That's ConleyTire.net, or you can always stop by in Staffordsville or give them a call at 297-2424. Nostalgic or historic or whatever you want to call that feeling you get when you walk in and sit down at the counter and get a scoop of ice cream or a hot dog with sauce while your hometown pharmacist gets your prescriptions ready. Whatever it is, it's still here at Fraser's Prater Drug. Only better, with everything from Jelly Bellies to fresh popcorn to hot and cold gourmet coffees, even hot fudge cakes and banana splits. Fraser's Prater Drug hasn't forgot how important the little things in life are, and they don't want you to either. Stop and see them. They're just a couple of doors down from another Salyersville gym, the Seasonal Shop. There's no missing that this is the new McFarland and Tinker Law Office location on the Mountain Parkway in the former Farm Bureau building in Salyersville, just like there's no denying that their nearly 60 years of legal experience has won their clients millions and millions of dollars in disability, auto accident, and wrongful death cases. It's where your case matters to you and to us. McFarland and Tinker. Also, Griffey approved. Call the pros. All Pro Gutter Works specializes in seamless gutters, vinyl siding, metal roofing, replacement doors and windows, remodeling or adding on to your home with free and fair estimates backed by decades of happy and return customers with guaranteed satisfaction and 18 months 0% financing. All Pro Gutter Works. 349-9999.
Dr. Jason Zimmerman at Highlands ARH, the healthcare system of Appalachia.
Let's go to our local COVID update first and see what's happening there. We didn't have very accurate numbers on Friday because of the holiday weekend, my doing the show early. That was only uploaded then, of course, over the course of the holiday weekend itself, and no reporting taking place on yesterday. It only stands to make sense, says our health director, Mayor Pete Shepard, that today's numbers are perhaps lower than what they actually are, but still into the 20s.
Yeah, they're going to be, because Labor Day yesterday, almost all the facilities were closed. Sunday's part of the facilities were closed, and so for yesterday and Sunday, they're going to be low. They always are. Even on a regular weekend, they're low on Sundays. But with Labor Day being yesterday, and I don't think there's any medical facility open other than hospitals with ERs, and so we didn't get any cases yesterday reports, and we only got 3 on Sunday.
So where we start off today then?
Today we start back off with 20 so far. That was around 4 o'clock the last time I checked, and so we always get cases in usually between 4 and 6. A lot of these clinics stay open, and these after-hour clinics stay open. So that's testing. So I'm sure it's going to be probably in the mid-20s as usual. Like last week, we had 3 days in the mid-20s.
How do those 20 today break down as far as age and group? And
age is still a lot of young people. We only had 2, I think, over 60. The rest of them was between 20 and 50, 55, like that. And we had 1 student, or one between 12 and 18. I forget, I think it's 15 years old. Oh, we did have 1 infant. I forgot about that. It was 2 weeks old. But it's with a family that all the family members now have contacted COVID. So I think she was the last one, a 2-week-old baby. But she's doing good. She's doing good right now. And so that's the good thing. How
about hospitalized and ICU?
8 hospitalized, 3 in ICU. I know everybody knows that Carter's in the hospital, and he is in ICU now. He's not on a vent. They're doing some breathing tests, and everybody. We want everybody to pray for him, and hopefully he gets better from this. He was bad. He got better, then he got worse again, and I think he's holding his own today. So just everybody think about Carter if you can.
We believe we lost 3 people last week related to COVID.
Yes, I think 3. Unofficial, like I say, until we get it from the state, but we're all pretty sure it's 3 COVID related, and we had another person. We think in another county that's got McGoffin ties, but they live in another county that also perished this weekend from the COVID.
What's your vaccine status, availability, and boosters and the like?
We'll be doing the Moderna, regular vaccine, first doses tomorrow. For anybody that wants one, they can call call the health department in the morning. We are not giving boosters this week. We're planning on hopefully start back with boosters next week, but we're not giving any boosters this week.
Anything else before we go?
School started back, and I hope everybody, make sure their kids have a mask. They're required to wear a mask up to this time, depending on what the legislature comes up with. But the masks are important for the kids to wear at school, and and after school and stuff when they're out running around. You need to keep a little distance, and for them to be smart too about everything, because it's this COVID Delta variant is very potent, and it seems like it spreads really, really fast and really easily among people that don't take precautions such as masks or social distancing.
Meanwhile, as for our state incident rate map, this is today's map. The state's positivity at 13.75 at this time, while we have gone back to only 1 county in the orange, that being Clinton with 21. Gosh, what a nice place to be that would. But the rest of the state well into the red, and many well over 100. Clay County back up over 200. Perry County at 223. Leslie in between those 2 counties at 204. McGoffin County, as you can see, down to 106.9, and that's as scary as it sounds, the lowest we've been in weeks and weeks. Neighboring Floyd County's at 130. They actually had 69 cases in Floyd County on Friday. 61 of those were in unvaccinated individuals. Floyd County had 41 cases to report on Saturday. 12 of those were in kids, and then I think it was 31 new cases reported Sunday. I don't have those numbers from them for today, while Johnson County on Sunday reported 21 new cases on Sunday, 13 on Saturday, 35 new cases on Friday. Johnson County also reported another death for a total right now at 45. Your state numbers in a few moments. Right now, let's take a quick look at tonight's McGoffin Farm Bureau community calendar. And with a little music there in the background, as you can well imagine, we're starting it off with a birthday wish. This was for Friday. This was for Jason Jenkins, so a bit belated, but love Dad. Tanya Trenton family and the friends, they love you lots and wanted me to say happy birthday to Jason Jenkins on this past Friday. Happy birthday to you. A quick reminder that Marlene Howard at the McGoffin County Senior Citizen Center sent me word late last week that she does now have vouchers available for the farmers market. You can contact her for those. From our folks at the Water into Wine Food Pantry, there will be a pantry tomorrow in the morning from 8 until 10:30. Please make sure you're in the parking lot by 10 because they have to cut it off at 10:15 in order to serve everybody. And from the Water into Wine Food Pantry, the health fair that I've been telling you about all of last week that was scheduled for tomorrow has been canceled. It will be rescheduled at a later date. So pantry tomorrow, 8 till 10:30 in the morning at the Lakefront Church of God's Water into Wine Food Pantry, but the health fair has been postponed and will be rescheduled. I think it's all I got for the calendar. So when you have something you want to add, birthdays and anniversaries too, well, this indeed, as always, is how you tell me so I can tell everyone else. Sadly tonight, though, we do have obituaries to pass along to you. Those provided nightly as a service by the Magoffin County Funeral Home. And the Magoffin County Funeral Home tonight tells me of services to be held tomorrow at 1 for 83-year-old Virginia Ruth Tackett Hale, who passed away on Monday at the Paul B. Hall Medical Center. She was the daughter of the late Lindsay and Wani Tackett, and she survived by her sons Ricky Hale and Ronnie Hale and daughter Sheila Montgomery, a brother Tim Tackett, and a sister Sue Gullett, 5 grandchildren, 6 great-grandchildren as well. Virginia was preceded in death by her husband Billy, brothers Lindsay Tackett and Clayton Tackett, and Harold and Ray Tackett, and sister Stella Tackett. Again, services tomorrow at 1 from the funeral home, the Magoffin County Funeral Home, where they're having visitation till 9 o'clock this evening. And 82-year-old Emily Gardner Russell of Sagersville passed away Sunday at the Pikeville Medical Center. Last report, arrangements were still being set in Emily's honor and to be announced soon through the Magoffin County Funeral Home. Summer is definitely in full swing at the seasonal shop, where it is filled with new arrivals in home decor, women's clothing, Ridge and Holler, and more. They've given their home decor a fresh look, and they have new displays literally wall to wall, from farmhouse to traditional, equestrian, and more. And Oat Shore neoprene bags are the latest craze in women's accessories, and they've got dozens of colors and styles available right now, and new ones coming in daily. And lily planters have arrived just in time for school or work. And don't leave the guys out. Ridge and Holler shirts, yes, that's a Magoffin County Cadillac cap, and hats are a huge seller at the seasonal shop. Designs so unique and so special for our area. Designs you can only get at the seasonal shop. They still have delivery, baby and wedding registry, curbside service, and more. Parkway Pharmacy, as always, promises the quickest service with the very best care and prices, and to always have someone there to talk to when you have a question. With 3 pharmacists, curbside, drive-through, and call-ahead service. Parkway Pharmacy in Sagersville, 349-4400.
Where you can always talk to a pharmacist when you need one.
Welcome to East Kentucky's premier vape and CBD shop, offering all natural tobacco alternatives and everything vape and smoke shop related. Everything you're looking for and everything you're not. Best quality, best prices, best service.
Come to Appalachian Smoke Shop for all your tobacco alternatives and accessories, as well as products like CBD, kratom, and legal THC that people are telling us they're using to treat pain, anxiety, depression, difficulty sleeping, and lack of energy, as well as just for overall wellness. Make it your one stop, Appalachian Smoke Shop.
COVID might have stopped the music again, but don't let it stop the services and support our local organizations provide the community by supporting them. Go to bgcf.givingfuel.com/Community Day right now or before September the 9th and donate to get them the $35,000 in matching funds. And be sure and look for all the raffles and fundraisers that are going on right now by all the groups: Magoffin County Senior Citizens, Magoffin County Christians Care, Sagersville Kiwanis, Miss Magoffin Scholarship Organization, the District 3 Volunteer Fire Department, North Magoffin, Middle Fork, Salyersville, and Bloomington Fire Departments. the McGoffin County Rescue Squad, our DAV, South McGoffin Community Activist, South McGoffin Fire Department, McGoffin County Youth Baseball and Softball, Kentucky Mission Bible Training Center, and the McGoffin County Rainbow Girls. And be sure to see any of those groups or the Sayersville National Bank and buy that $10 ticket that will win someone this car. Please, let's all support these groups who have always supported us. bgcf.givingfuel.com/community day to donate.
Now going to state COVID numbers for today. If you look at new cases going back to Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and today, over the 4-day period, over 13,000. Over 30,000 if you take into account the last 2 weeks of counting. Over 2,500 cases were reported today. There were also 60 deaths, a total of 60 reported for Saturday through today here in the state of Kentucky. Some good news is the rate of increase has not been as dramatic for the past few days. Still too early to tell. Everyone's hesitant on the state level, the governor, as to getting excited. But it is, as he called it earlier today, at least a glimmer of hope that we might be reaching the peak of the Delta variant's tear through Kentucky and across our nation. A lot happening today as well, not just the COVID count, but the General Assembly convened today after a special session was called by the governor. Several items are on the agenda for that special session, looking at renewing many of the emergency orders that the governor, of course, put in place. Mask mandates as well will be one of those which will be discussed. As the governor said in his update to the Commonwealth earlier this afternoon, so far no hard decisions have been made.
So what has been passed thus far is kind of a big checklist of executive orders and administrative orders that have been put out on different ways to fight the pandemic. We've put these out over time, beginning March 6th last year. There are things like people being able to get prescriptions refilled without having to put themselves in danger, workers' compensation for our frontline workers, recognizing doctors and nurses from other states, price gouging. We went through this list with them, and folks were very receptive. There are some pieces on unemployment and presumption that won't continue, but I think about 95% of the belt and suspenders, if you will, were in there and was passed. And I think it shows that the House is serious about doing the work. That bill was very collaborative in how it went through.
Now let's take a look at a wonderful looking Licking Valley RACC outlook, with the exception maybe of tomorrow.
Yeah, a beautiful day in the neighborhood, and we've got several more coming throughout your forecast. Tomorrow, not so much. We do have a cold front making its way through here tomorrow. Bad news is it will bring with it about a 60% chance of some showers and storms and some winds, primarily out of the south, southwest, anywhere from 5 to 16, 18 miles per hour. That 60% chance of showers and thunderstorms carries overall tenth, maybe a quarter of an inch of rain, except for maybe some downpours that could develop. I'm not seeing this as being a real big weather maker right now, but it is going to keep us in check as far as temperatures are concerned. 78, mostly sunny degrees for your tomorrow. Sure, shower and storm chances at 60%. They'll wane to about 30 by latter evening hours. And then for your Thursday, that cold front's all gone. 76 sunny, clear degrees. And pretty much the same for your Friday as well. Yeah, mid to upper 70s, sunny, clear, dry, just in time for the end of the week. Maybe your weekend. Will it carry out through the weekend? Well, it will, but just a bit warmer. 76, 77, Thursday, Friday. Check it out. There's the weekend and the next several days ahead. 81 to 82 to maybe 83 degrees. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Sunny, mostly clear skies across the board. Maybe a cloud or two, maybe by Thursday. But even with that, not making any rain or anything of that nature. So after tomorrow, the beautiful 70s for a couple of days, and then we're on the low 80s and low humidity and just a beautiful run for several days to come. And that's, you can thank a cold front, I think, for the majority of that it's going to keep us right in the middle of some really, really comfortable and really, really nice weather. These are the forecasts that you like to share. I don't get enough of them.
And that will wrap it up, with the exception of saying, as I did at the top of the program, still a lot of news to come this week. A lot of really good news to come for the rest of this week. And I only got, now 3 days to get it in. So join us for a multi-million-dollar announcement for McGoffin County schools and students on tomorrow's program, and then I'll pick it up from there. Good night, everyone. Good Tuesday, and thanks for watching again.